Hey guys, welcome back to another unboxing review video. So today we're going to do something a little bit different. If you guys are subscribers on my channel, or if you see my other videos, you know that the primary focus of my channel is obviously Call of Duty themed toys, but more focused around the mega constructs or the building lines for the figure. So a few months back, I saw this come up through Toy Fair, which Mcfarlane announced they were going to continue their Series 2 of the Call of Duty 6-inch or 7-inch line figures. The first wave came out last year. It had Soap, Ruin, Seraph, and Ghost, and they were terrible, right? And that's not just being critical about it. They were terrible figures. They weren't able to, stand without the stands. They weren't able to hold their weapons in two-handed realistic poses. They were just kind of terrible, and the molds weren't that great. So when Mcfarlane announced they were going to do an additional line for the figures, I was pretty skeptical until I saw the original or the initial concept art for the figures. And so what they've been doing is, if you are familiar with Mcfarlane or their Fortnite line, their 7-inch Fortnite line, they've included all of the articulation cuts for their Fortnite figures into the new Series 2 line. So what you're seeing in front of you, this is Dr. Edward Richthofen. This is from the Zombies universe. He is, if you play Call of Duty, even if you don't play Call of Duty, you've got to know who Richthofen is. He is one of the most favorite characters out of the entire Black Ops universe. But within that being said, he's so well known. I would have a really hard time you not knowing who this character is. And so it was really nice that for the first, and this is crazy, guys. So this is the first zombie lined figure ever released, right? They have never, not just Mcfarlane, but Call of Duty as a whole has never made a zombies figure, a survivor figure. Now, I'm aware that Call of Duty Mega Constructs is currently in their Heroes line, have a Diego from the Aether storyline. But again, that's not out yet. This is, to my knowledge, the first figure that's ever been released, and it's awesome, right? So out of the original crew, we have Tank Dempsey, we have Edward Richthofen, Takiao, and then Nikolai. These guys have been with us since Black Ops 1, and it does it justice being able to know that the first figure that we get from Mcfarlane is going to be Richthofen. He's the crazy German Nazi scientist. He's the one that kind of creates a lot of problems for the team, and it's just there's a lot of comical relief for it, but he's also just an amazing character. Within that being said, so let's take a look at the figure as a whole, right? So the figure is very accurate to his game portrayal, and so in the back you can see from his display box, and we'll get that in a second. It is a photo from Blackout. If you play the new Black Ops 4 game, then you would know that Richthofen is a member of, you can earn him to play as him as a playable character in Blackout, which is their Battle Royale mode, where there's 100 people that drop down and you duke it out to the last person or the last team or the last, two-man team. It's, very similar to Fortnite in that nature, but even that, it's Battle Royale games have been going on forever. So the pants, very game accurate, very, his SS uniform pants. He's got the red stripe to it. He's got his bloused boots. The texture of the pants too are very nice. It's a really nice looking figure. He comes with his bone saw that attaches into his belt. And then of course he comes with the version 1 ray gun, which is probably what he's most well known for. And the gun itself is very well painted. It looks very clean. It's very decent. I'm not taking it out of his hand, so I will say the one gripe that I have for this figure is the articulation is there. However, everything on him is so fragile. This is not something that you want to play with. And what I mean by that is, so I will show this with his other, with this other hand, right? So each finger has been individually molded. You can see this through my fingers, through the spaces, right? Which is kind of unique in the sense that I don't have many 6-inch line figures that have articulation like this, that have this. And so what this does is this actually, it presents the ability to potentially breaking a finger, right? Because you're taking the support mechanism out. When they mold all the fingers together, it doesn't look as great, but bottom line is it creates support. What you're having right now is you have, spaces in there. So trying to get the ray gun into this dude's hand was damn near, it almost ended up in me breaking his thumb. So the ray gun is in his hand, and it's going to stay that way for the remainder of this dude's life. So for his articulation, he has it's a no, I guess it's not really. It's a. I think it might be I think it's just a swivel back and forth for his head, and it's not much. That right there is about as far as I can get it. It's not great articulation. He's got a ball joint for his biceps, and it also has what appears to be a little bit of a butterfly cut to get his arm in a little bit deeper. On the elbow, it does have it does look like it's got double joints right here, but as you can see, it just does not look clean. And when you look on the inside right here, there's a huge gap. So it's, I've been really, really careful with this guy, not wanting to break him. He has, and I'm gonna do it on the other side, he's got kind of an interesting wrist. So he's got the hinge and swivel wrist, but the ball joint, the way that it is, it kind of hangs out. It's really, I will be honest with you, it's super susceptible to breaking. I'm actually pretty nervous about even posing this dude's wrists because of how exposed this is and how little the support into the forearm and the hand are. So keep that in mind when looking at getting the figure, right? He has the bicep swivel as well, which is really nice. He has so it's just an ab crunch. He just has an ab crunch, and it's not much, guys. It's pretty much just this, and it goes a little bit like that. There's no waist swivel. With his legs, these are the weirdest cut legs I've ever seen Mcfarlane ever do, any figure line ever do. So they do come out not great. They do move up. The idea behind this is that when you get them kind of lined up, there's no seams, right? But however, you can't really get him into a standing pose without having that move. So you're always getting this gap. It's the stupidest thing. I'm not a fan of it, to be honest. He's got double jointed knees. Again, very stiff. I'm not going to play with them because I'm afraid they're going to break. And then he's got ankle pivot and foot joints as well. So he does have quite a bit of articulation. However, the only problem that I have with the figure is that it is so damn fragile. It is. This is not something I would recommend for any type of play value. If you are a Zombies fan like myself, or even a Call of Duty fan, it's a great piece. It's a great piece. You have the ability to, very lightly pose this guy to be able to get him into a cool pose that you're not going to get from a statue or you're not going to get from anything else, right? So I definitely think there's an audience for this, but it's always a little bit depressing when you get something that looks so great, right, from Toy Fair. You see something that's going to be, wow, this is going to be absolutely phenomenal, and then you get your hands on it, and it feels like it's going to break. And that's exactly how this guy feels. He's beautiful. I mean, this is so game accurate. It looks unbelievable, right? This is a phenomenal job for the sculpt and everything like that. It's just I'm terrified that I'm going to break this. Like, I don't want my kids to touch it because I feel like they're going to break this. If this dude takes a tumble from 6 inches, I feel like he's going to fall apart, which is not, when you're looking at spending $20 for a figure, that kind of sucks. But it is the world that we live in. And, unfortunately, Mcfarlane got the license for the Call of Duty figures, and that's just what we're going to have to live with. Hopefully, down the road, Mega Constructs will decide to do the original zombie, like the Ultimates crew, in Mega form, which would be phenomenal. But I don't see that coming anytime soon because that means new molds and yeah. Anyways, so let's take a look at the box. So again, it's a display window package, and again on the inside we're seeing a photo. This actually looks like a ray from Blackout. This is one of the locations that you can drop, and then on the back side we have all the figures that are included in Series 2. So we have Woods, we have Richthofen, we have Captain Price, and then again some figure that's supposed to come out late March. But yeah, stay tuned for a review on Woods and Price. I have them. They look great as well. I'll be honest with you, I haven't taken them out of the package yet because of how fragile this guy has been. But if you guys like the review, please think about leaving a like and subscribing so you don't miss out on any new content. Now, if you have the figure, if your figure is more sturdy, maybe I just got unlucky, please leave a comment, let me know. Maybe it is just a quality control issue on my part. If that's the case, I would love that because then I would go out and buy another one. Anyways, guys, I hope you liked the video. I don't really have anything else to say about it. With that being said, guys, I'll catch you next time. Bye.